Big up, big up, big up, big up. Top of the morning. Hey boy, United Yardman 876. I'm sorry if my voice sound kind of hoarse. My mom graduated yesterday and would have to make some noise. But I'm here. So, we'll just go straight into it. The topic for today is going to be centered around Kobbie Mainoo. How he performed yesterday, but not yesterday alone. How he performed in the team prior to Ruben Amarim's arrival. How he performed when Ruben Amarim was in charge with the games he was given. And also, we're going to be having some discussions centered around Michael Carrick and if I think Michael Carrick should be made permanent manager and just where should the club go from here after that derby win yesterday. So yeah, Kobbie Mainoo. Now, Kobbie Mainoo got his debut, I think, against Everton under Eric Ten Hag, and me don't feel like me I don't feel like I'm a football talent scout, but I don't think it takes somebody who is specialized in scouting for see when a player can play football. You know when a man can play ball. Like your eyes won't lie to you. You see how composed a player can be on the ball. You see how their off the ball movement is. You see how their on the ball movement is, their football IQ. Things like passing, things like how they receive the ball. Because even the way how you receive the ball as a footballer, it says a lot about you. Do you scan the field, especially in the midfield where people like Kobbie play? Do you scan the field like several times before asking for the ball or asking to receive the ball? Do you scan the field when you're transitioning the ball from defense into attack? Because you have to scan the field to see where all of your teammates are. Now, Kobbie Mainoo is 20. When he had made his debut for United, I think he was 18. And even from then, even from just that debut match that he had, from your see me, didn't know, like me didn't know. I don't know about anybody else, but I knew from the moment I saw Kobbie Mainoo touch that ball. I say, yo, this kid is a footballer. He's a really good player. Fast forward to the FA Cup final victory against Man City where we went to the Etihad. And again, brilliant performance by Bruno. Bruno is the one who assisted Kobbie Mainoo for his goal. But even with a match like that, Mainoo looked so comfortable in that midfield. You could not tell he was an 18 or 19-year-old kid. Like he was playing, as I said in my video yesterday, he plays football like he's been playing with 15 years of experience. Him play football like him play football for a while now. He looks more composed on the ball than a lot of the older folks that you'll see in the Premier, in La Liga, or in the Bundesliga. Him just look composed on the ball. And when you move forward into Ruben Amarim joining the team and moving from a 3-man midfield to a 2-man midfield, what that 2-man midfield did, what that pivot did to give access to the 2 attacking midfielders that Ruben plays with, there was a gap created in the midfield. So when you play a 4-2-3-1, the midfielders are kind of the ones responsible for transitioning the ball from defense going into attack. And you have more command of the midfield when you play with 3 midfielders. Now with the formation that Amarim like to play with, the 3 centre backs, the 2 wing backs, and then you have the 2 attacking midfielders and striker up top, with the 2 holding midfielders. What that does, it doesn't give the midfielders that much space for them to work with. The transition is really on the part of the wing backs when you look on the system there, and that's why I think the whole formation where Amorim did play. I'm not saying it's a bad formation. I think he's a good tactician because it worked at Sporting. Them beat Man City like 4-0 in the Champions League. So I we're not slating Amorim here. In the past, we are move on, we are look forward. I just don't think we had the players for that, and I don't think that formation suited Kobbie well. So people talk about the Grimsby match where he was given a chance to shine and etc. And him never play all that well. I don't think Kobbie was ever going to play well in a two-man midfield, especially when the role that he's being asked to play is that of a midfielder who just sits, hurries up and plays the ball after one of the wings where the wing backs are so they can transition, and then his role is for him to stay back and basically defend, be a shield for the three centre backs that he has behind him. Kobbie Mainoo, to me, he's not an outright number. I don't think he's an outright number 10. I don't even think he would more be like a 8, I think. So he likes to get up the field more. He's definitely not a traditional defensive mid, a traditional number 6. He would more fit the role of like a 8. So he's better at getting the ball up the field and going into those attacking spaces. That is Kobbie Mainoo. That is how Ten Hag had him playing. And the best of Kobbie that you saw was definitely under Ten Hag. And I just think it's I wouldn't say it affected his growth because as you can see yesterday when he was playing against Manchester City, baller same way. I will always be a baller. Kobbie Mainoo is going to always be a baller. But I hate the fact that he would have lost precious playing time because a manager used a system where it would not suit him. And I think while I understand that the manager coming in feels like, okay, this is my idea, this is my identity, this is my style of play, and that more implement. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. You get me? I say because if you're the manager or the head coach, the style of play that you were playing before you came to that club, if a club hire you, them watch it, them know say that you play. So you get me? So we not come down on Amorim with that. But I just feel like it kinda did cause some form of stagnation with his development when he never did play all of them match there. And you could see that he was frustrated. The whole free Mainoo t-shirt with him brother and all of that, like, yeah. Me did feel that. I felt that way as well. Because Mainoo is definitely like an excellent player. His performance yesterday was sublime. The man sent Semenyo back at Bournemouth. Him just as I said, just when you talk about composure, if you Google composure, he's probably like the third picture to come up after Busquets and Pirlo. You get me? I say joking, but he's so good, bro. And I'm just happy to see that Michael Carrick has seen. Well, Michael Carrick would know because he came through the ranks just like Kobbie. So and I think they played similar roles. It's glad to see that a manager, or I'm happy to see that a manager knows the value that a player like Mainoo would hold in the team, and he understands that the youth transitioning from the youth teams at Carrington going into that senior team role. He understands that Mainoo is at that point in his career now where that needs to be happening. You get me? I say Mainoo needs to be a regular starter. When you look at all the big teams in Europe, especially the defending Champions League winners, when you look at players in the midfield like a João Neves, like a Vitina, Zai Emery, those are all young guys. So this whole thing about oh him young and him need to learn for fight for him place. Yes, I agree that nobody for just be given an opportunity is supposed to earn it, but that man earn it. That man been earning opportunity for play in the starting team. I don't think there are any midfielders in the team barring Bruno barring Bruno Fernandes, who's better than Kobbie Mainoo. And that's not to say Casemiro and, well, yeah, that's not to say Casemiro is not a world-class midfielder, but he is approaching that age now for football where, unless you're Cristiano Ronaldo, you're approaching your prime. You're starting to slow down. So I'm not saying that Kobbie Mainoo is a better footballer than Casemiro per se, but as it relates to, like, when you take certain things into consideration, like age and those stuff being a factor, he's him, Bruno and Casemiro. It's Kobbie, Bruno, Casemiro. That's the best midfield that we can put out at any given day, in my opinion, in my honest opinion. Now, segueing into Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick's football, because this is not just yesterday, you know. He had 3 games in charge for Man United after Ole left. I think that was 2021 or something like that. He had 3, or 2022, or around them time, 2022, 2023. He had 3 games in charge, I think, 3 or 4 games in charge as a caretaker manager. And when you look, I think 1 or 2 of those games were Champions League games. When you look at the way United played under Carrick, even from those games, it's a similar identity to the football that he's playing now with the United squad that he has now. He hasn't lost a match, including his stint as caretaker manager the last time coming into now. He hasn't lost a match. I think he won 2 matches and drew 1 previously as a caretaker manager, and then he won the derby yesterday gone. How I feel about Michael Carrick, I think Michael Carrick is a player who, he played under Alex Ferguson. He understands what it means to play for United. He understands the football that United should be playing, and he is implementing in his own unique way, the way he believes a Manchester United team should be playing. His football, because I look back at the highlights from the matches that he was in charge when he was here previously. The style of football that he plays is direct. It minimizes wasted movements, wasted side passes, wasted back passes to the keeper, and then building up back and then starting again, and it cut out all of that. If the situation requires it, the style of football that he plays, you can have control of the ball. If the situation requires it, the style of football that he plays, you can lay back a little bit, make the team have the ball if they want to, and once you get possession of that ball, everybody is positioned and situated in a way where, all right, you pass the ball there. So the ball is passed from the centre back or the left back into the CDM. The CDM turns, looks forward. Bruno is there in that position to carry the ball now, pass the ball out to a winger for the winger to bring the ball up and then cross it and score. No bagga unnecessary bagga and just this wasted. If I hate with a passion unnecessary passes. If you have 2 passes in front of you, I hate to see teams just knock the ball sideways, side to side. Zigzag football, I call it. I hate the zigzag football. Get the ball up the field and go score a goal. The aim of football is to score. And I think the way how Carrick plays, or has his teams play, that's what he has in mind. Like, him not up on somewhere else with that. We're not in the mood for all of them time wasting there. Do I think he should be made permanent manager? No. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but at the same time, you cannot use, while it's Manchester City, I understand that it's Manchester City, you cannot use one game to determine, well, not really one game because he was in charge before, but you can't just use them little bit of game there to determine if a manager should be made a permanent manager. He has this job until the end of the year. At least that's what I read. If it is that we go to Arsenal, I think next. If it is that we get a result from Arsenal, and then the games against the smaller teams, the ones who love to play the low back, the ones who love to play the haram football, if it is that we get positive results from that, and if we land a top 4 finish, I think what the board should be looking to do, don't give him a contract where you give him 4 years and then if it is that, like results start looking away and you want to fire me, but then again, I phone the money still. But don't make it away where you give him this big contract and then if results start to look shaky, you have to offload him and pay him this big lump sum of money. Because we've been doing that way too often. Do it with Ten Hag, do it with Van Gaal, do it with Amorim, do it with with Mourinho. It kind of get played out now. And I think the board should give him maybe like a year or a year and a half extension. And then, so after this season, the board should give him a year and a half extension to really just watch him, watch the results he gets from that. And if you realize that this man is if he win like a FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, and then we reach like a good way into the Champions League, like if we get to the quarterfinal, or not even quarterfinals, standards, we're Manchester United. If we get into like the semi-finals of the Champions League or even the finals, give him the contract. Give him a big contract because the thing is, when you look at Ole's stint at United, that man got fired when we were in 6th place and we were like a few points off top 4. I mean, I don't want to say 3 or whatever. I don't remember how much it was, but we're a few points off top 4. The season before that, he had finished 3rd, and the season before that, he came 2nd. He was unlucky to not win the Europa League. I don't know how we never won that Europa League final that Ole got to. But I don't think Ole's stint was really bad. I just think we had an impatient board. We had a terrible fan base. We have one of the most toxic fan bases ever. And it was kind of rushed. Like we just say, the fan them must say get rid of him, so let's just get rid of him. I think we have a more patient board now. I think we have people that realize that, we're not the 2007-2008 Manchester United with Giggs and Ronaldo and Scholes and all those great players who were winning titles back to back. So let's give these managers time to implement their system so that we can get back to that. So if Carrick does well in the caretaker stint that he has now, and then he's given a small contract extension to really watch him and see if he does well, see if him can get some trophies, see if him can do him thing in the Champions League, then I wouldn't be opposed to giving him the permanent role. Because you can see, like you can see, especially from yesterday, you can see say him have him style up there. He does. Because to do that against Man City is not easy. At all. As bad as things be, Manchester City, I still think Man City can close that gap on Arsenal. Because Arsenal get the chance yesterday to extend them lead in the table, and they didn't. So Arsenal is not sitting comfortable right now, contrary to what a lot of people believe. So from here, I think the team should just focus on the rest of the Premier League matches that we have, focus on getting European football, because Manchester United should never, ever be in a position where we're not playing in the Champions League. Forget European football. Champions League. Man U was supposed to be in the Champions League. We're supposed to have content for Champions League titles. Because that's who we are. we're the biggest club in the world. Do we play like the biggest club in the world? Not right now, but we're the biggest club in the world. So yeah. Feel like this video has the video gone for a while now. I don't really like talk too long. United Yardman 876, thanks for listening. And just look out for the next video.